Now that DreamCon is going on, we can finally start seeing some gameplay of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Now, this is gameplay from the eyes and I guess the hands of the public, because this is where the very first demo of the game is being held at. And you guys are seeing some footage of it right now, thanks to that boy Dallience. I'll have a link to their socials in the description below. But there's one thing that Dallience showed that I'm so glad you guys are finally able to see, and that is Super Saiyan 3. Because if you guys remember, I did say during my preview of Summer Game Fest that you are able to obviously turn into Super Saiyan 3, but you actually get to see the animation of the hair growing out and all that, turning into Super Saiyan 3. And thank goodness he recorded all of that. So yes, you guys actually get to see that in action in Xenoverse 3. And I told y'all, it looks really, really cool. Like, you guys know me. When it comes down to Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Frieza Race is what I always pick. In Xenoverse 1, I picked Frieza Race. In Xenoverse 2, I picked Frieza Race again. But man, that Super Saiyan 3 animation, I might have to go Saiyan, bro. I might have to go Saiyan if that's how it's gonna be looking like, you know what I mean? But that aside though, there are some things for us to break down when it comes down to not only Super Saiyan 3, but just the combat in general. So, first things first, with Super Saiyan 3, as cool as it is to see like the hair growing and all that stuff, Super Saiyan 3 is on a timer, much like Super Saiyan 1 is. Based on the footage, it seems as if Super Saiyan 3 has a 31-second timer. So, you're not going to be in the form for long. However, I do think that there is a way to trade this off so that way at least the timer makes sense. I know a lot of people are very shaky about the timer, and I get it, right? You want to be able to transform and stay in your transformation, and that's completely understandable. But I would understand if we're on a timer, because the power boosts that we get while being transformed are significantly higher than how it used to be in Xenoverse 2, right? Because with Xenoverse 1, Super Saiyan was on a time limit of sorts. I believe it was based on your ki or something of the sort, but it would drain, right? And you could revert from the form. But in Xenoverse 2, they took that out. So you're able to stay transformed permanently in Xenoverse 2. But I will say that in comparison to Xenoverse 1, Super Saiyan was a much better transformation in Xenoverse 1 than it was in Xenoverse 2, because of the fact that you had infinite ki, right? And when you used, what I mean by that is when you used moves, it didn't drain your ki. So you're able to just get moves off over and over and over again. In Xenoverse 3, that's being completely overhauled because the ki system is completely different now. So again, personally speaking, I still would like to be permanently transformed. I think that would just be like the best case scenario all around. But at the end of the day, there is a time limit. Now, it would actually be a good thing if you start off with a time limit, but as you get stronger, either that limit increases or you get to the point where there is no more limit. So maybe that's a possibility. We don't know. There's still plenty of things for us to figure out when it comes down to Xenoverse 3. But as of right now, Super Saiyan 3 does have a time limit, and it's, as of right now, 31 seconds. We also know Super Saiyan has a time limit, and that limit is 61 seconds if I recall correctly. So when you transform, you really got to make the most of that form. So that way you can maximize your damage and hopefully be able to defeat your opponent. And also, Dallience was saying when he was fighting Broly, he was getting the hands. So, and in the footage, we do see Broly's hitting very, very hard. So even with you transforming, you still gotta be careful because you're not almighty. You can still get the work. But that's the main focus on Super Saiyan 3. The other thing I want to focus on is the movement of the game. Now, Dallience has said, and this is his exact words on Twitter. He said, now I must say the big question that everyone's had for Xenoverse 3 is how PvP is gonna be. Though this build doesn't have it, I can feel how the expansion to movement is gonna have much cooler maneuverability when fighting. And then they said that they have an 8-minute video that they're gonna be posting later. So whenever Dallience drops that video, please go and check it out. Because again, we're gonna be getting coverage of this game throughout the entire weekend, which is gonna be pretty cool. But just the fact that a lot of people have been very skeptical when it came down to the combat, the movement, the cooldowns of the moves and all that stuff when it comes down to this game. But now that people are finally getting the opportunity to play the game, it seems as if people are rocking with what they see, which is cool. And of course, there's probably going to be people out there that it just doesn't resonate with them, and that's totally fine. That's 100% okay. But I do think that when it came down to the combat, the movement, and all that stuff, we were only able to see, you know, what they wanted us to see, but we didn't necessarily get to actually try out the game for ourselves to really determine if it is an evolution from Xenoverse 2, you know, and then now moving on to Xenoverse 3. I think the best way to describe that is how Xenoverse 2 was showcased initially, because with Xenoverse 2, we only saw what they wanted us to see. But when the game came out, and also because I don't think any of these things were discovered during the beta, it might have been, but when the game came out, that's when people really started like going and diving in with the game. We started learning about more techniques. We started learning about moves that string together very well. Like, and it got to the point where the combat for Xenoverse 2 was so engrossing. It was so tactful, right? There was so much into the combat system that we didn't initially know when, you know, before the game released. We only saw what the developers wanted us to see. So now that people have an opportunity to play the game, we can finally see a slight glimpse of how the combat truly can be. And from what it seems like, the combat is still fast-paced. It's still engrossing. Like, there's tech to be learned. We just have to take the time to learn it. Well, to discover it, learn it, and then execute it, if you will. But so far, I like what I see of Xenoverse 3. Like, this looks really, really good in my opinion. But again, it's just my opinion. There's gonna be people out there that, again, it may not resonate with, and I just want to make this very clear. That is totally fine. If the game isn't resonating with you, like maybe like Xenoverse 2 is more up your alley, that is totally okay. But I do want to give Xenoverse 3 a shot. I'm very excited for this game, and hopefully we'll start getting more new information soon, because yesterday we did get what kind of a recap trailer that showed us a bit of John Age gameplay, because apparently that's what they're calling him, and we also got the live stream that showed a bit of the demo as well. But now I want nothing more than to be able to sit down and play Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. I will be going to one of the events. I will do what I can to get footage. If you guys know, when Sparking Zero was coming out and they were doing their road tour, I actually went to 2 events. I went to Anime Impulse, and I also went to Evo, and I got footage during both events, right? So I got my good camera. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get that buttery quality that looks like I recorded from a capture card, but it's actually cam footage. Like, I'm gonna make sure I get you guys like high quality 4K cam footage of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 when I get to play it, when I get to go to one of the road tour locations. But still, very exciting stuff. I'm glad that people are enjoying Xenoverse 3 as of right now. Again, I'm pretty sure we'll hear like various opinions maybe throughout the day, or at the very least, you know, throughout the weekend. But so far, it's looking pretty good. And again, shouts to DallienceRNG for the footage as well. Again, I'll have a link to the socials in the description below. But I do want to know what you guys think about Super Saiyan 3 and the movement and combat in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 based on the footage that you guys have seen in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.